Good evening, sixth grade families. Welcome to North Carroll Middle School, home of the Panthers. We are pre-recording our sixth grade orientation because we have a lot to cram in the night of the 29th for you all. So tonight we will be going over many different details and things you need to know just about entering middle school specific to North Carroll. We'll be going over how to arrive and dismiss, medications, general procedures. Mr. Golden will go over cell phone and portable device policies, sources of strength, outdoor school, which you guys are the first group to go this year in the county, which is very exciting, communication, being involved in our PTO, and school security. We'd like to take a moment and do a few introductions this evening. My name is Lisa Livingston. I am your school principal. Mr. Mike Golden is our assistant principal. We have a new counselor with us coming from Winfield Elementary. Katie Johnson will be your sixth grade school counselor. We are very excited to have Katie with us. Our seventh grade school counselor is Miss Valentine. And our eighth grade school counselor this year is Miss Oxen. The nice thing about our counselors is they will roll with your grade level. So Miss Johnson will follow sixth grade current students all the way through eighth grade to be that constant and really get to know their needs and build relationships. When you arrive to school, you can look up bus routes now on the carrollk12.org website. They are available. Our doors will open for students at 8 a.m. and the late bell is after 8:30 a.m. So you have a 30-minute window if you're riding the bus or you're a parent drop-off. Bus riders will enter through the front of the building. Parent pickup and drop-off is sort of to the side of the building. You will see our signs to loop around the parking lot. Very, very easy. There's one way in and one way out here at North Carroll. We also have an early dismissal table that one of our lovely instructional assistants will man, and you can take notes directly to that table. If you need be, they can go directly to the office and we will make sure you get a pass for early dismissal. Parents, we also highly encourage you to send an email to the NCM attendance at carrollk12.org. And again, we will get a pass to your child for that early dismissal by the time it's needed. If you choose to eat breakfast, breakfast is available to all students. You will go directly to breakfast in the morning and then report to your homerooms. We will be in the lobby guiding students on where to go. Dismissal 3:05 is when our first dismissal begins. Parent pickup, and we eventually will be in waves of buses. We have 3 waves here. They go from about 3:05, 3:10, 3:15, 3:20 at the latest. But in the beginning, we will call bus numbers. Students, when you get off the bus in the morning, that first day or so, you will get a little card with your bus number on it. So no need to feel like you have to memorize this. We will help you. Bus dismissal occurs in those waves, but that takes a few weeks to get into that routine. Again, we will call bus numbers in the beginning. Any permanent changes to the way your child goes home from school must be in writing, and it must be by the legal parent or guardian, and we will make those arrangements for you. Any temporary changes must be made in writing. We are also, I want to be very clear, we are not a taxi service for students to spend the night with a friend. It does have to be approved by an administrator, but any temporary changes might be a family need, a child care need, or an emergency. Please just write a note and let an administrator know. All medications must be dropped off by the parent or guardian. Do not send medications with your child to drop off to the nurse. They need to be given by the parent or guardian directly to the nurse in its original container. Appropriate forms must be completed before any administration of medication can occur. Please see Ms. Shelley Myers, our amazing nurse, with any questions. She is here this evening. Grading for 6th grade and communication. During Q1, for 6th grade, we help them get acclimated to coming to middle school and dealing with grades. So during first quarter, just for formative assignments, not big, heavy, summative assessments, the lowest grade a child can earn is 50%. We want to help them get acclimated to middle school. We want them to see that you can dig out of a hole. We all have bad days or bad moments, and we want them to figure out how to manage middle school work and homework and classwork. This will apply in all academics and PE and related arts classes, again, just during that first quarter, and then after that it goes to regular grading like everyone else. Communication from teachers will come home, often in their take-home folder, or it may come via Schoology. So parents, there should have been something sent out about how you can set up a Schoology account and see what your children are working on. Information regarding late work policies will be determined among both 6th grade teams and will be explained in their syllabi. Second chance learning will also be explained by teachers in their syllabi that students will receive on the first week of school. This may come home with them as a hard copy or may be placed in Schoology, but it all should be explained in your child's syllabus. General procedures. We are going back to hallway passes on cardstock. Each kid will be given a cardstock, and when they go through it, they will be given a fresh one. Each team, each grade will have a different color. There is also a classroom sign-out logbook. So if your child goes to guidance, the nurse, the restroom, they have to sign out the time they went and the time they came back. This is for accountability and safety measures if we ever have to look into anything. We know where everyone is at all times. If your child has forgotten an item, there is a table in the main office. You can also bring gym bags, lunches, anything like that, even water bottles we've had parents deliver. You will just drop them off in the office and we will make sure your child gets them. If the child knows it's missing, they are able to come to the office and pick it up themselves. If not, we will make sure it gets to them within the appropriate time frame. Mr. Golden will go over that with cell phones in just a little bit, of how it's okay for kids to text in the morning that they forgot something and communicate with you or let you know they got here safely. Any coffee or specialty drinks. We all love our Dunkin' Donuts and our Starbucks. However, students are not permitted to walk around with them. If they enter the building with one, they will be encouraged to go to the cafeteria to finish that specialty drink before going to class. As far as water bottles, let me go back to that upper bullet point. They should be clear, plastic-only water bottles. That is highly encouraged and expected. More general procedures. We cannot expect deliveries during the school day. Flowers, balloons, etc. This is a disruption to the school day and they will not be delivered to your child's classroom. We love celebrations. We love to make children feel special. However, we ask that you save things like that for home. Missed assignments will be located in Schoology if your child is absent. Schoology is a LMS, a learning management system that teachers will use, and they will post daily or periodically or weekly on assignments, such as if your family were to take a vacation, which leads into the next bullet point. Vacations and family trips must be approved by an administrator. You will receive an email from Ms. Livingston or via Ms. Over in response to your request. Please put this in writing. I will emphasize in our newsletter, we had a paragraph about this. We do not ask teachers to collect work ahead of time for vacations. They are posted in Schoology if you wish to have your child work on things over vacation. However, we encourage you to have family time, and you will have plenty of time to make up that work that you have missed. If you are absent for 5 days, whether it's vacation or illness, you should have 5 days to make up the work. So we do encourage you to enjoy that family time. I'm going to jump now and allow Mr. Golden to speak for a couple slides on the use of cell phones and portable devices.
Good evening, students and parents, and again, we'd like to welcome you to North Carroll Middle School. Now I'm going to go over the use of cell phones and portable devices. While we know cell phones are a big part of all of our lives, not just our students' lives, our goal is to teach our students how to use their cell phones appropriately. Okay, we're not saying they can't ask their teachers to use them to, get a hold of a parent. We understand. I'm a father as well. I want to be able to get a hold of my child if need be. And again, please remember, we still do have our regular phones here at school, so parents, you could always call us as well. The goal here is to reduce the distraction to the learning, and cell phones have proven to be such as that as a distraction. So we ask that students put their cell phones away as they enter the building. Cell phones should be out of sight from the time that they enter the building until the end of the day, and we ask that they put their cell phones on silent. Cell phones away till the end of the day could look like in their book bag, in their pocket, whatever it may be. We just don't want it out and about and disrupt their learning. Teachers, however, may choose to allow students to use cell phones or other devices for instructional purposes during their individual class times. Again, we are now one-to-one laptops for students. So again, the use of cell phones could be very limited based on the teacher's discretion. Again, if you need to get an emergency message to your student, please, you can always call the main office and we will take care of things right away. If a need arises, we encourage the students again to ask their teacher permission before using their cell phones. Ms. Livingston and I, we have students all the time in the cafeteria asking, Mr. Golden, can I call my parent or can I text my parent because I want to make sure somebody's going to be home? Absolutely. They asked appropriately. We want them to do that. We want to help teach them, again, to use cell phones appropriately. Now, if things do arise where kids are constantly having their cell phones out or, are using them inappropriate, we do have some discipline procedures that we will follow. Again, we want the cell phones out of sight from homeroom until the end of the day at 3:05. Okay, the first time we ask our staff, to have a conversation with the children or the student. We want them to be able to change their behavior, and you have to have those conversations first. So we want them to try to correct it. Okay, if it happens again, okay, then they're going to be given a verbal warning and a written minor referral. Okay, the next time that happens, a phone call will come home to mom and dad, parent or guardian, and again, a minor referral will be put into the system. And then again, if it happens from there, the student will be sent directly to the main office with their cell phone to meet with myself or Ms. Livingston, and then it would be a major referral and some type of consequence. Sometimes what we'll do is we will ask that the students, return their cell phones into the main office in the morning. Again, if they do that, we put their name on it and we do place it in a safe so it is safe and out of sight. Again, we just want to reduce the distraction to the learning environment for your child because our goal is to make sure they come here and they get the proper education that they deserve.
Okay, we're going to jump back to Ms. Livingston for just a moment. This is something we really want to emphasize this year that we have been working on the last couple years here, but last year it really came to a head, I would say. We really want to go over student expectations and discipline. Our focus this year will be on unlocking your potential and keys to success. This is for staff and students. We will be focused on goal setting. We will be focusing on character education traits and overall kindness and respect. We have had an issue here at North Carroll. Again, we're not going to change the world. Other schools are dealing with it as well. However, we are drawing a line in the sand and explaining our expectations on student behavior and discipline on how things will be handled. We are going to emphasize this year a major focus on kindness and overall respect for others with acceptance. That doesn't mean we have to agree with each other, but we need to be kind to one another and use appropriate words. Our words matter. Your words leave marks. We often say it's like a nail in a piece of wood. Once your words are out there, the hole is there, even when you apologize, even when there's a consequence, or you retract and say you're sorry, the words still matter. We 100% believe in restorative practices here at North Carroll. We've done them for years before even a label was put on it. However, that does not take the place of consequences. So we often will apply a consequence when a student says something derogatory, a racial slur, or an inappropriate saying, or flat out are mean to one another. There will be a major consequence. And usually when it's derogatory or a racial slur, it is an automatic suspension. I want to be very, very clear with that. We go to the highest level for that because we do not allow this at North Carroll or accept it. And I want that to be known. We want everyone to feel safe and secure here at North Carroll, and therefore we must create that culture and that environment. We cannot control what everyone does. We hope they learn and change their behavior. We all make mistakes. However, it will not be accepted. Restorative practices, we've always brought kids together to try and talk things out and do some healing and work together so that we can mend relationships. We will continue to do that. Our first week of school, we will meet separately with each grade level down in the cafeteria and go over an expectation lesson. Your children will hear very clearly our expectation of them and our level of consequence, our line in the sand, and what will be tolerated at North Carroll. We want everyone to be successful. This is not to be mean. This is to make everyone feel safe and secure and accepted. Again, doesn't mean you have to agree with one another, but you must respect one another. And we feel very strongly about that here at North Carroll. We want to have clear communication and consistency across the board, whether it's with us explaining expectations, us reteaching, educating, and uneducating a child and helping them learn and grow instead of just repeating something their friend told them or something they hear on TikTok. We want them to know the meaning and understand why something is hurtful, not just slap a consequence on them. They need to understand the meaning behind it and why it's not acceptable. We also want to focus on respecting others and having acceptance that people are individuals. And then again, we will be working with our teams to do monthly character ed lessons connected to our sources of strength and our keys to success. Sources of Strength is our PBIS program here. Sources of Strength has adult leaders and peer leaders, and we focus on hope, help, and strength. And we try to look at our 8 different sources, and honestly, we need to learn to use all 8 of them in order to be successful in difficult times and problem solve. And again, we will have our keys to success linked with these areas this year and do character education lessons. So that is a new piece we're putting back in that hasn't been here for years. Opportunities for students to get involved. Students will be selected or recommended for sources of strength. We have a student voice committee where students of minority groups or different socioeconomic groups or racial groups, whatever they might want to be a part of, to sit and have rich discussions, to learn from each other and celebrate our differences. This is a huge component of our building. This is part of our culture as well as sources of strength. Each group there has about 60 kids in there. We also have other ways for students to get involved. We will have many after-school clubs that will be advertised. We also have a very, very strong student government association. Our SGA does a lot of great things for the school and the community to help, like a food drive, help build relationships, do fun activities for kids such as dances, and that's another way to be involved. We also have our Boys and Girls Club here at North Carroll. The goal this year for the Boys and Girls Club will be to open at the Pantherplex, hopefully in October. If not, we hold it here, but the goal is to have it at the Pantherplex, which is the old North Carroll High School. Students will be bused from North Carroll Middle over to the Pantherplex. However, parents would still be required to pick them up at 6 o'clock. They are rebuilding an entire facility over there with lots of opportunities and exploration for students. It's a wonderful organization. Recognizing students. Let's go on the upswing and be positive. We want to focus on the great things that we do here at North Carroll for kids. We will have teams that send positive postcards home sporadically or randomly. When they see a kid doing something they like, they try to mail home something positive in the mail. We also have Student of the Month, where students are selected, one per team each month, and we focus on that student that displays respect, resiliency, and responsibility. We also are bringing back this year positive office referrals. When teachers see students doing the right thing, helping others, having good keys to success or good character traits, they will write a positive office referral, drop it off in my mailbox or Mr. Golden's, and we will call the student down and make a big fuss, give you a positive phone call home. They will come home with their positive office referral. We just do this to make it exciting and that our doors are always open, and to make it very clear that we call kids down for a variety of reasons, not always for misbehavior and just discipline. We want to call them down for positive reasons so that we're building those relationships as well. Quarterly honor roll rewards will be coming out by our PTO. Academic teams often build in rewards to encourage the students to turn things in, keep track of their homework passes, their participation in classes, and overall engagement. They will organize team rewards and announce those to students. We also sometimes have grade level rewards based on behavior and attendance. So we look forward to celebrating students here at North Carroll. For the rest of the evening, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Golden as he jumps in and begins discussing what's coming up very soon, our wonderful outdoor school.
Thank you, Miss Livingston. As Miss Livingston said, our sixth graders at North Carroll Middle School, we're lucky. We're the first school to go this year. As you can see, our week one, our students will go from September 18th through the 22nd. Students who were assigned to week two will attend September 25th through the 29th. And week three students will be October 6th. Or 2nd through the 6th, and again, it is $70. Ms. Felter will be here on back to school night to talk with parents, answer questions, and that is also the time that we do ask that you please bring your completed packets. And again, you can pay online, which will make things a lot easier for everyone. Different ways that we at North Carroll Middle School communicate with families. We try to communicate, sometimes it may be over communication with you, but again, please, we want parents to be involved in their child's education and learning. So we have already sent out our August newsletter. We also send out a week at a glance updates, which comes out every Friday. So it always, lets parents know what's going on in the school. We've also, within the newsletter, was the parent refrigerator page. In that page, it has everything from conference dates to how much lunches are. It's just a lot of important information throughout the entire school year. Again, our goal here at North Carroll Middle School is to get parents involved in their education, their child's education, and to become and work with us as the administration. Again, you probably have already received many of these throughout the summer. School messengers will come out. Again, if it pertains to a certain grade, we do try to just send it to that grade and not everybody. But again, if it's very important to get out to the whole school, we will send those out as well. Home Access Center is very important. This is a great way to stay involved and engaged in your child's education. Teachers are encouraged and actually required to update their grades every 2 weeks. So this is a good way for you as parents to stay involved in your child's grades, to see how they're doing, if they're missing any assignments, and then also, the way you can communicate with their teacher, if you notice things, aren't going as well as you think your child should be doing. Our learning management system is Schoology. It's the same for our 7th and 8th graders. They used it last year. 6th grade coming in, again, Miss Livingston said that you should be receiving an email from the county about your login and passwords. Right here are our parent conference nights. Again, our parent conferences are from 4 to 7. The first one will be October 5th. The second will be on November 9th. Our third one will be January 23rd. And our last one is February 21st. So this is something your teachers will reach out if they will request, if they really want to request a conference with you, they will set those up as well and reach out to you personally. Again, if you haven't heard from the teacher and you would like to request a conference, please do not hesitate to email your child's teacher. Again, we will communicate by telephone and email, and we do have our school website. We also ask that if you need some information, please do not ever hesitate to call the main office. We're always here. We have amazing front office secretaries in Miss Artisa and Miss Diamond, and they can answer any questions. And of course, any questions that you need for us, they will get to us as well. We are here for you. We need to work as a team. Another great way to get involved is to join our PTO. We met already with our PTO, and we have a lot of amazing things scheduled for this year already, between dances and rec nights, and it's just going to be an amazing year. But again, we would like you to get involved to help our amazing PTO. This year, our president is Tara Reinhardt. Our vice president is Miss Jessica Hauk. Our secretary is Miss Alice Clauslin, and our treasurer is Miss Michelle Keller. And again, you can contact them through northcarrollpto@gmail.com. You can follow them on Facebook at North Carroll Middle School PTO. We ask to get involved and join the membership. It's $10 for an individual membership or $15 for a family. Other ways to get involved is chaperone field trips. We are really going to be encouraging our staff this year to really get out there, and now that we're back to normal, is to get our students out there and get some exposure. So we will be encouraging field trips. We're also looking to bring things into the school system as well. We can always use help in the copy room. We ask that you just reach out to your child or student's teachers to see if they need any help, and then they will communicate with the front office to get that all set up. Special events such as we have Veterans Day assemblies, the rec nights, the dances. These are all special events and ways that we really could ask and use your help. Again, you ever have any questions, you need some clarification, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. However, with these special events, you must be volunteer trained. So please, we have a lot of those already coming through, but please, we want to get you in here. We want you to be part of the learning environment. So please make sure you get volunteer trained before any of these events. And then, of course, attend our PTO meetings. We will send those dates out to you. Again, it's a great way to know what's going on within the school, how we're doing, what things we're doing for kids. And again, there is a lot already planned this year, and I know Ms. Livingston and I are really looking forward to it. Now, let's please get into our Carroll County Public Schools security and emergency response. We here at North Carroll Middle take security very serious. Mr. Yingling and I went around this summer and we did a complete security audit, which entails checking every window lock, every door lock, door frames, make sure everything shuts appropriately, and got everything fixed as needed. While our goal here and in Carroll County Public School is to provide a safe and secure learning environment for all students. That being said, security can be an inconvenience. There may be times where, we are in drill practices, or if something does happen where we do have the front doors locked down, and, we just ask for patience in that. It is very challenging to find a balance between security and efficiency. But again, at the end of the day, our goal is to make sure that all your students and our staff are safe each and every day that they walk foot into this building. Okay, again, we cannot completely lock down our schools to operate. Like I said, however, we take it very serious, and we will be doing a lot of trainings the first week back with our staff. Just like all schools in Carroll County Public School, there is a visitor management system. This is standard practice. So before you are allowed to come into the building, you will have to use our intercom system and be buzzed in. If there is no answer, please, there is a number outside on that sign for you to call the school. we will be asked your reason for visiting the school, and you will also have to report directly to the main office. Please, we ask you, I know we as growing up, we've always been taught to hold the door for others. For our school security purposes, we ask that you do not hold the doors open for any other visitors. We want you to come in, and then the other person would have to be buzzed in as well. In order to go beyond the main office, you will be required to show a valid government-issued photo ID. So your license will be good. If you have no ID on you, okay, you will not be permitted to go beyond the main office without an escort. Now, some special circumstances where we will not use that visitor management system would be for like large events like assemblies, like our 8th grade farewell celebrations, or our Veterans Day. All right, there are certain circumstances where we may not. Schools may require a RSVP for such events based on the limited number and fire marshal code for how many we could have in a school. Elementary schools may use blocks of times for visits during events like field day or when our 5th graders come to visit our school. Now, I'd like to go through our 5 standard response protocols. The 5 are hold, a secure, a lockdown, evacuate, and shelter. Administrators and staff are trained on the standard response protocols annually. Our staff have to go through a Safe Schools training. Not only that, then our first week back with our staff, we have a training with them as a whole school. And not to mention our school security supervisor will be coming the first week as well and doing an active assailant training with our entire staff. Again, we take security very seriously here, not only in Carroll County, but at North Carroll Middle School. Schools, we have to run drills that are required by law, so we will be doing those and perform them throughout the school year. Again, we will encourage, and we will go through this with our students. We always ask our students to always treat drills as if they were a real situation. Again, most of these actions are precautionary. Parents' expectations. Again, and if anything ever did arise, I know as a parent, we want to get to the schools as soon as possible, but we have some steps that we ask you to help so we can make sure things run as smooth and efficiently as possible. When you receive a notification from central office, as soon as possible, please make sure you have the most accurate information. I know we tend to go to Facebook, but again, unless you've heard it from Carroll County Public Schools, please make sure it's the most accurate information. We ask that you please remain by the phone or email for updates and instructions. The main thing we want to stress is, and I know it's what we want to do right away, but we do not go to the school unless instructed to do so by Carroll County Public Schools. Again, as Ms. Livingston said, we only have one way in and one way out. If we have all parents coming in, that can actually reduce the response time from emergency personnel, as police or EMTs, to get into our school. So please, we ask that you remain by the phone and do not come to the school unless you're instructed to do so. No access to students will be allowed anyway until the situation is rendered safe by school security personnel. Okay, responding to school compounds issues for staff and emergency responders. Again, it can really hinder, the security and people coming in to provide aid if it ever needed to happen. Please do not call the school for information. Again, we need to be able to receive phone calls from our bosses at Carroll County Public Schools, and if the phone lines are being inundated with phone calls from parents, we're not going to be able to get those calls and get you, again, the most accurate information as possible. We'll be very busy handling the incident, and again, we will communicate whether it's through email, school messenger, whatever it may be. We just ask you to be patient. Now I'd like to go through the 5 protocols. So the first one is called a hold. A hold is an internal situation. So it could be a medical emergency with a staff member, it could be with a student, it could be a hazmat spill. So the way that a hold works is we will clear all the hallways and we will ask students and staff to remain in their room. Okay, no one will be allowed to enter the area in which the isolation has been implemented. Okay, we will conduct business as usual within the held room or area. So we will ask our staff to continue to teach while we take care of the situation that's internal here in the building. It may be localized to one area of the school, but again, this is in case, again, if we had to call EMT in for a sick staff member or student. The next one is a secure. So a secure is where there's an external threat or police activity in the area. I hate to use this as an example, but again, let's say there was an issue over at our local Walmart across the street and the police presence is there. They will call and they could put us in a secure. Okay, a secure means we will verify that all exterior doors are closed and locked. Okay, there was absolutely no outside activity. So that means if PE was outside or we were outside for recess, we would immediately have to come back into the building and we will lock all exterior doors. No one will be allowed or permitted to come in or out of the building. Okay, we will allow class changes and allow students to move around the building as normal until we are given the all clear. The next one is a lockdown. This is now where there is an internal threat. So it could be a trespasser or an active assailant. Okay, if this ever goes into place, the doors, all classroom doors, outside doors are locked right away. Okay, we ask staff and students to fortify the doors, so barricade or tie off as appropriate. They will be asked to move away from the door, out of sight from the hallway. Again, we require and ask that everybody remain quiet. That's why it's important for cell phones to be silenced all day long and no talking. Okay, we train our staff, if they can evacuate safely through a primary or secondary exit, to do so. Okay, students stuck in the hallways are asked to evacuate through the nearest safe exit. Unfortunately, staff are told once they shut and lock those doors that they may not open them for anyone. If we need to get into those classrooms, we have keys. It was taught to students a few years ago that if they're in the hallway and can't get into a classroom, to go into the bathroom and stand on the bathroom stall. That is not what we want them to do anymore. They do that, there's no way out, and it's unsafe for them. So we are going to teach and train our students to get out of the building if they are locked in the hallway. The next is evacuate. This is if there was a fire. So these are like our fire drills. If there was a gas leak or a bomb threat, we practice 5 of these a year. The actions, again, we will teach our staff and train our students to evacuate through the nearest safe exit. There is a pre-designated location where all staff and students are going to know when they have this class, this is where they report to. We may only re-enter the building when it's determined safe by the fire department, or in the case of our drills, when an administrator gives the all clear. And then our last one is called a shelter. This is external, so it could be a chemical spill, severe weather such as tornado, threat, or anything like that. So these are, we're going to ask students to remain in the building. Okay, they have specific actions and locations if there was a tornado drill that they will report. And then, of course, depending on the incident, students may eventually be evacuated. Again, that is in the discretion of the fire department. All right, reunification. So if we have to move students to another location could be our high school, Manchester Valley High School. It could be out near the local pond here, or it could be over at the Senior Citizen Center. Guardians, again, you will receive specific instructions for student pickup or transportation via school messenger. Please, it is very important to make sure you bring your photo identification when picking up your student. Okay, again, accountability is very important, but more importantly, so is the safety of all students, staff, and parents and guardians. Guardians, please exercise patience during this process if it ever has to happen. Our school resource officers, or known as SROs, again, their primary responsibility is to provide security. Okay, handle crimes that schools would normally request police response, and develop positive relationship with students and even to be mentors. SROs are not in lieu of school discipline. All school discipline is handled by the administration. And again, if you need more information on this, please see the CCPS website. There is a section specifically about the roles and authority of school resource officers. Middle schools that are without a permanent SRO will have deputies assigned on overtime. Us here at North Carroll, we do not have a permanent SRO. However, I know our local police department enjoy taking the overtime and coming here. So last year we were very fortunate to always have one here in the building. All schools will continue to receive routine patrols by law enforcement officers on top of our wonderful Dave, our supervisor, building supervisor, goes around throughout the day and checks our exterior doors to make sure they are locked at all times. Again, Safe Schools Maryland tip line. Here's a tip line. It's 833 Maryland Be Safe that you can always call for more information. We ask, if you see something, say something. Don't repost. Okay, again, Miss Livingston and I, we do check our emails throughout the evening. If there is something that comes across on Facebook or you hear something at a sporting event, please, we ask that you do not delay. Or during normal business hours, report immediately to the school administrators. That way, Miss Livingston and I, based on what the incident is, we can make sure we have school security here and we can do what we need to do so that we make sure that all students and staff are safe.
However, if you were to receive something that needs immediate attention, please call 911 as we may be asleep or miss the email. We want to take all safety and prioritize.
Thank you. Again, social media threats. Please, if you see anything on social media, please take a photograph of it or a screenshot so you can include that in there as well. And I think this is the most important. Please never repost or spread rumors until we know for sure. Again, we have to do our due diligence and we have to investigate. So again, we will communicate anything that we feel is important information. Again, all threats are treated as serious. Okay, we will collaborate investigation with school administration, school security, law enforcement, and as well as our school director. Okay, most of the time they are unsubstantiated. School security is everyone's responsibility. Okay, again, concerns should be brought immediately to the attention of your school administrators, myself and Miss Livingston. We then will make sure we communicate with our SROs and our other local enforcement. And again, here are our Chief of School Security is Mr. Curtis Pierce. Attached here is his phone number as well as his school email. And then he also has a coordinator of school security, Mr. Brian Elliott, and here is his information if you need to be in contact.